Hey everyone, welcome back to Catching Up with the Walkers. Thank you so much for joining Cassie and myself this morning.
Yes.
How's your morning going so far?
Amazing.
Amazing, that's good. Well, it should be. It's your day off of work.
It is.
She does not have to go in until 7th hour, which is what time?
2:30.
So-
I need to go in a little early and get my office organized because it looks like a bomb exploded because I moved into my new office and there's just stuff everywhere.
So
I also need to move my mini fridge sometime.
Oh yeah, you need help with that? I'll help you when you need it.
It's ready.
I try to help Cassie as much as I can,
I know.
but eventually my time is going to run out. Because the weather's starting to get nice, and I have some projects I need to get started on, and some projects that I need to finish up. I've just been procrastinating, I guess.
You said it, not me.
Well, that's life. It's what makes the world go round, procrastination. So we wanted to catch up with you guys. We've had a really busy weekend, but a really, really, really good weekend.
Yes.
So you guys hopefully saw the videos as we were preparing for it. We got my new griddle. We got that all set up.
Videos over on Walker Farm Fam, or was some on
Catching Up with the Walkers.
Oh, okay.
And then another video on Walker Farm Fam. Actually, we went live for the very first game in our our kids' schools' new gym.
Which some people said I was very loud.
And if you guys haven't ever watched Cassie coach,
I'm not a sit down and watch kind of coach, and my players know that I'm not screaming at them. I'm just a loud person.
So,
I'm in the game. I'm telling them, block out the play.
So, a lot of times she'll say things 2 or 3 times, like right in a row, and it gets louder every time because I think she thinks that they don't hear her.
Yeah.
And they probably don't hear her.
I want to work on that.
No, you don't have to work on it. I think that the elementary kids especially.
They just tune it out.
Well,
they're nervous.
They're so, I don't know if you
Amped
remember whenever you were in elementary school and you got in the game, like your brain's like you're going everywhere.
Squirrel.
Yeah. Like it's.
That's why I got to get their attention.
Because they're thinking, man, I'm just going to grab this ball and shoot a 3-pointer. And that's what I'm going to do.
And that's not what Coach Walker wants.
That's not what they're supposed to do. But sometimes that's what they do.
Yeah.
So, but we'll just kind of recap.
Sometimes I get a little sarcastic as well, and then parents laugh. So I feel like I'm good with that.
We'll just kind of recap the weekend a little bit. And then I have some news to share about one of our children and a newfound love for gardening. And you might not see this one coming, but I'm excited about it. So, Cassie, how was the experience in the new gym? This has been
Relief.
how many years? So Ranger started going to the school, Bradford Christian School, in 1st grade.
Well, he went as a 3-year-old. Then
yeah.
we lived too far. I didn't teach there, and I was staying at home at the time, and we lived like 40 minutes away. So then he didn't go back until his 1st grade year. We moved closer. I got a job there. So
Cassie got a job there in 2000. Was it?
This is my 7th year.
Okay.
2008. I worked at Salina.
2018 is what I was thinking.
It was.
Was it about 18, 19?
Ransom was almost a year old, and he was born in 16.
Okay. So, whenever that happened, we got there. Cassie became the PE teacher, and PE.
And that was it.
PE from then until now has been all outdoors mostly,
or in a small classroom. And when we got there, they had a basketball court with 2 goals. Yeah.
Which we did add 2 more goals.
Yeah. And they had basketball for like 7th grade and up. They all played on varsity. So, and they had some younger kids sometimes, but they just had 1 girls team, 1 boys team, and they had just had the girls team for a year or 2.
And a lot of things have changed over the years, though.
Yeah,
slowly and surely.
A year or 2 in, I started getting involved with the sports. I started elementary basketball for 2nd, 3rd grade and up, and then mainly 3rd grade and up. I had to grab some 2nd graders when we didn't have enough. Then I got archery started. Then I became the AD, and I got soccer started. And I don't coach baseball, but as an AD, I helped get baseball going. And I got 4-H back up because they hadn't had 4-H in a while. So But all the sports stuff and archery stuff has either been taking place outside or off campus where other people allow us to use their stuff.
Traveling to, like, everybody has to get in their parents' cars or something and travel to a local church or travel to another town.
We now have a bus, so if things like that happen, we need to go somewhere, we can all get in the bus and go instead of parents or our school had two 15-passenger vans, so then teachers borrowed vans from their churches, so lots have happened, not all because of us. God is good, and because our family there, we call them our Bradford family, they're amazing. They've all pulled together, and we had an amazing donor come forward to donate money towards the multi-purpose building and school, so it's just been amazing. But they announced in 2020 or so, maybe right before the pandemic, that we were building the gym. And then 2020 happened, put things off for a while, and we just opened up.
Yeah, so that's kind of what I wanted to get everybody caught up on is some people might be looking at these last 2 or 3 videos and be like, well, what's the big deal?
Everybody's got a gym.
Everybody's got a gym. I mean, it just looks like a school. It looks normal to us, like maybe it could even be a little better.
The last 7 years, I've had to figure out how to do things without a gym, but the school has known how to do things without a gym forever.
Yeah, they just, you do what you can do, and you're very limited.
Yeah.
And so that's why thought a little bit of backstory on it would be good to catch everybody up, because they have been without for so long that this was a big deal.
And amazing churches and local schools have let us use their facilities, rent their facilities. But 7th hour practice was all outside. And then when the weather came in, usually it showed in our games because our shooting went down. We got out of shape because we didn't get to practice a lot because during basketball it's winter and it's cold outside. And then the kids would try bundling up like Eskimos to go out and practice. Well, you can't do nothing when you got all these layers on. So it is what it is, but we are already seeing amazing results by having this facility.
So all of that was only possible through one thing, and that's God.
Yeah.
God.
Lots of prayers and God.
Lots of prayers and God, because the size of the school, the number of enrollees, it's a really small school,
We're
not
not
students.
affiliated with a church, so a church doesn't help us financially. We have churches who give and donate because they believe in the school and they love the school, but we're not like, people don't tithe to the church and then the church takes care of the school.
Yeah, there's no government funding that's supporting the school. So whenever big things happen, it takes a big move from God to make that happen. So in this case,
and it takes a big trying time from Satan trying to not let that happen.
But in this case, it came through a financial gift of a special donor. And so a big thanks to that donor that donated the money to provide the start and the path to have this facility built. But like I said, without God, what does your cup say?
Impossible is God's starting point.
And
about 7 years ago, people said it would never happen.
Yeah, a lot of people said it was impossible. Actually, about 7 years ago when Ranger started at that school,
when he was 3.
Whenever he was 3, they were only using 2 out of the 3 buildings that they had.
42 kids in K3 through 12 when Ranger was 3.
42. And now?
We're running about 140.
So
we have new kids enrolling all the time.
So it has
We're just about maxed out on space for that.
It has more than tripled in size in just that short amount of time. So, again, no person could do that. No human could do that. That's God's hand at work. And we're just thankful that we have a small Christian school as an option for our kids. We see a lot of the same stuff that you guys see day in and day out in the news about what's going on in public schools and who gets to use the bathrooms and what they're teaching or not teaching and what they're allowed and not allowed. And we're just so thankful. I mean, we are concerned because we pay our taxes and they go to those schools, but we're so thankful that we're able to bring our children to a place that has the Bible in every subject.
And not just a Christian name in the title. A lot of my friends from other places are like, I wish we had a Bradford, because either one, it says Christian, but that's not their focus. In our school, it's that before athletics. It's Christ-like before sports. Like that is the foundation for everything. And then some people are like, man, I wish I could, but it costs $30,000 to go to the school next to me. Our tuition is low because our school prides ourselves on keeping it low so that families can bring their kids here if they so choose. So that's some of the other obstacles. You know, we could charge a whole lot of money and be making more money, but that's not the goal for our school, and that's why another reason why it's so amazing.
Yeah. So we're just very thankful right now. So I don't want all of this last weekend to go by without expressing and being thankful for everything that's come forth, because the amount of change that we've seen in the last few years has been amazing, and like I said, it's all God. Nothing that anybody around here could have done to make all of that happen and put it in that order strategically. So,
yep.
Very thankful. So the gym wasn't the only thing that happened this weekend. We also got rid of some of Cassie's chickens.
Without me here.
Yes,
I did give permission, but I didn't get to see what left.
Well, there were plenty that left. 13 roosters was the main thing.
I was okay with that.
That had to go. So
the only way they were allowed in the rooster pen is if he saw them crowing.
So there were 13 roosters, and we just took 3 hens. They were 3 of Ransom's hens, not Cassie's, because Ransom raised them as part of his 4-H project, and then he traded Dutch 10 for 10, Ransom and Mazzy and Ranger, and so 3 hens sold. So you can't say anything about it. They also have 7 more. But guess what?
We should be selling the older hens that we've had forever.
But guess what?
What?
You'll get to keep some of them. Ransom said that he doesn't want them all to go. He has some favorites. The ones that we call her Old Red that he can pick up and carry around. And he has 2 or 3 though that he's gonna.
Don't worry, Willow's safe.
Well, and there's got to be Willow is. Have you seen Willow lately?
Last time I looked, she was ginormous.
She is growing and growing. So we'll have to do an update next time on Willow, or maybe on Walker Farm Fan. But separating her must have been the best thing for her. She was a late bloomer or something, because she is getting huge. Mm-hmm. She was a dwarf chicken when it all started off. I don't know what it was. So
yeah.
Speaking of it though, Cassie, you did get a little gift here from somebody. Now that we're talking about chickens, it's from Sarah Starkey.
It's a magnet.
Down in Sherman, Texas.
Yeah.
And she got Cassie a little gift.
I raise chickens. I'm literally a chicken tender.
So that's magnetic.
Let's see, you have any metal?
No, I don't have any metal. Thank you though. But
thank you so much.
Yeah, big thanks to Sarah for that. Cassie will find somewhere metal to stick it, maybe on the fridge.
Yep.
It's pretty nice. But so we sold 13 chickens. We took them to auction, Chuck's auction over that way. I don't know that will mean anything to you guys, but about 10 miles away, there's a really good auction where you can, it'll have a lot of people there. So they usually sell worth the money. So I'm interested to see what the roosters brought, because we literally put all roosters together in a cage, and if they're going to sell cheap, then they'll sell cheap, but they're not our problem anymore. That's the main thing.
Yeah.
No longer on our feed bill. So that happened this weekend as well. And now the next step is to pick out all of your favorites. There's still 2 or 3 to me that are questionable that might be roosters, but we're going to start picking out the favorites and putting them out in our big coops and start emptying out and closing out the big grow out pen. So I'm excited for that, because there's a lot of chickens in there, but had to do it, part of it. So that's what we have to look forward to, moving some more chickens, and hopefully we'll get to show you guys. What we can pick, like a top 10 maybe?
Yeah.
There were some really nice,
and
like
next
pretty chickens back
there.
there.
At the Okie Homestead Expo, I get to talk to y'all about chickens.
Oh, you should give away some chickens there too.
I don't know about that.
So hopefully you're making plans though to attend the expo. There's going to be lots of speakers, some first time big names coming through.
Yep.
And it's going to be exciting to see all of you again. This time it'll be 2 days, Friday, Saturday, and they're not doing the class here at the farm. They've done that 2 years in a row. So if you didn't get to see a pig get processed yet, that's your fault. you should have done it by now. So we are excited though to see a lot of you. It's going to be a lot of fun. Also, there'll be people there talking about gardening with Leon. And that brings me to my little gardener that I have right now that's so excited about growing seeds, and that is Mazzy. So somebody gave her at our church a start to, I think it was a zinnia flowers in a little pot, and she started watering it.
It was just like a little bitty starter thing that came in this little like biodegradable pot. It was something fun for the kids. Her new teacher and her small group gave them to everybody that was in there. She did it all by herself. She got it all going and put in the window, and it was little, and she used a spray bottle to water it. And yesterday she had her first little sprout, and she was so excited. She had it in her hand.
Oh, she was so She was over the moon excited about this sprout.
Carrying it around, watching it, because she thought she could watch it grow, I think.
Yeah.
She had it in her hand with a bunch of trash for the trash can, and she accidentally went. And when she did, it all came tumbling out of the pot.
She threw it in the trash. She emptied her brand new start of her seeds in the trash. And you know Mazzy, Cassie wasn't in there at the moment, but it pretty much brought her to tears because she was so in love with that seed start. And
I'm just glad it was her mistake, not any of us.
Oh, if it would have been any of us, we would have been done with. Like, we should have just go ahead and move out of Walker Farm. But I'm just excited to see her excited about it. So I went out yesterday. I didn't have any potting soil in the shop, but I went out to our garden and we still had some pepper plants, and I knew I had put potting soil around the roots of those. So I pulled up the pepper plants and I put a pot underneath and shook the potting soil off, and I got her enough good potting soil. She started some brand new wildflowers. One of our subscribers from Texas sent us wildflowers. There were reds and blues and yellows, just a mix of seeds. And so Mazzy now replanted those, and thanks to our subscriber in Texas, but she replanted those, and she is just as excited to see them start growing. I don't think it'll really be that exciting until it actually sprouts. But I went to the feed store this morning and got some feed, but you know what they had for the first time? Onion starts.
Oh.
So they had little bunches of 50 onions to put out in the garden. So that means it's going to be very soon, and it's going to be time to start planting.
But I think Mazzy likes her garden indoors.
Well, it all starts somewhere, Cassie.
Okay.
I just want to see her getting into seeds and starting, because if we could start our own seeds, that'll be even more fun, and we can set up a place out in the shop. So I'm going to try to grow this.
Okay.
Everything has to sprout. The love of gardening has to start somewhere, and I'm hopeful that with Mazzy that this has got her going. So we'll see.
All right.
I know when it gets hot outside, she's going to be out. But for now, I think she'll be excited. I'm excited. I'm ready for gardening. I know some people have asked me if we've started our spring garden yet, and it's still a little bit early here.
Gary starts too early every year and regrets it.
Well, that's with my summertime stuff that can't handle the frost. But there are things that can handle the cold weather. The onions can. Potatoes, we'll get those started around St. Patrick's Day. What's that?
Sometimes it's in March, sometimes it's in April.
Okay, so it's still got a little bit.
Or is that just Easter? Is St. Patrick's Day always the same time?
I don't know.
I don't celebrate St. Patrick's Day, so
know.
It's like March or April.
So whatever day it is, that's usually when we plant our potatoes here. And but gardening will be happening soon, so you guys be watching out for those gardening videos in the next couple months. We're going to get our garden tilled up, get it started, get it going, and we can't wait. But I think that's about it today. So the tears were short-lived with Mazzy. She moved on, and now she's into bigger and better stuff. But as far as prayer requests, we always want to leave time in our video at Catching Up with the Walkers for any prayer requests. So
yes, I have a dear friend, not going to say her name yet, they're still processing, but a dear friend who got sick last week, went to the doctor and they found 2 masses on her brain. I just got a text earlier, Gary doesn't know this yet, but they will either be doing surgery tomorrow or Wednesday to remove the biggest one that's easiest to get to, and then they'll have to figure out from there, send it off, see what it is. So just be praying for her. She has teenage kids. They know exactly what's going on, but they're just very worried of the unknown, as well as her family. But please be praying for them. They're a great Christian family, and just that, give them God's wisdom, comfort them, and just help them through this process.
Yeah, we do so much appreciate that. It always helps when you have fellow believers praying, and it just goes a long way. So we thank you guys for taking some time out of your day to spend with us. We hope you have a great day, and God bless.
Love you guys.